I will not allow these fucking white devils to say Joe is overcharging for something Joe owns. I can't. No.
Podcaster and celebrity Joe Budden just finished his 2-year contract with Spotify, which has been kind of described as this messy public breakup, which really wasn't the case, right? So the contract just kind of came to a natural end, but because of kind of how Joe has been doing his business dealings and then some commentators who have been kind of sharing their thoughts about it, well, it's gotten a reaction from Joe in a very heated, fiery kind of way. So in today's video, I'm gonna give a lawyer's reaction to the Joe Budden podcast covering the Spotify deal as well as his critics. Hi guys, I'm Miss Crystal. I'm an entertainment attorney, public speaker, and author of How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records, and most importantly, I'm an independent musician. Be sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss our weekly videos, including reaction videos. We actually just did one all about how Kanye released all his music contracts and the fact that he's probably gonna get sued by his record label. So I'll be sure to link that at the end of the video, so check it out.
And know what he's doing. Hey, that's not true. But let's pretend it is.
That's what I just said.
Hey, let's pretend that Joe asked for $250. Who the fuck is this white dude and this Indian dude sitting in these chairs that get to discuss me?
Alright, so what he's talking about, we're gonna go over to this video right now just so you guys have a little bit of context, but Joe just denied that he was demanding $250 million as part of his Spotify deal, so let's give a little context and see what that video was.
I complimented his ability to garner an audience, and I complimented the connectivity that he has with his fans. My criticism came from a fundamental lack of understanding of corporate dynamics and how they do try to own you.
So as Joe's gonna kind of put in his own words here, I don't think Joe has any kind of misunderstandings about corporate structure, how to run his business. I'll let him kind of explain that portion, but I'm sure this piece right here was particularly infuriating. So let's go to the next part.
Joe was trying to say, or maybe we didn't read or listen to or watch something that he was trying to say. Maybe we got this wrong. And then I heard from the grapevine that Joe asked Spotify for $250 million.
Yes.
What?
Now, comparatively, right, we've heard reports that Joe Rogan obtained some $100 million for his show on Spotify, and so by comparison, they're just trying to call out and say, well, you shouldn't be allowed to even ask for it. It's so ridiculous. It's so unheard of. You must be a bad businessman to have even asked for that amount. Now, we did just hear Joe deny that that was the amount that he asked for, but I don't know, my argument is, well, even if he did, so what? When you are your own business owner, when you own all your intellectual property rights, so he owns everything that he is making, he knows and is able to set his own value. So if that's what he is asking in order to be able to sign a new deal, then he's allowed to do that. So then jumping over to the dispute with Charlamagne, and then for those of you who don't know, Charlamagne is a radio personality with iHeartMedia and has, come out and made some criticisms of Joe Budden and the deal that he did. So this is kind of Joe responding to those critiques.
Because black people need all the opportunities that we can get. And if someone is willing to help amplify our voice, then I'll take it. But what this says for the people that are unknowing is that Charlamagne doesn't own anything.
So what Joe's talking about is that through iHeartMedia, when you do deals, now you're kind of signing with a corporate structure, you are signing into is essentially a machine. It's not something that you independently own and control and will have rights in with the intellectual property. So that's what Joe's kind of pointing out right now, because a part of the issue was he's doing this deal while Charlamagne's doing this deal, and one is better than the other. And the point is that one is not better than the other, depending on what your ultimate objective is.
He says he owns 50% of the network, according to him.
It says that Charlamagne's not paying for anything. And when you're not paying for anything and you don't own anything and someone else is funding and fronting, you can indeed get 50% of a network. I'm here.
And that could be either through what's called profit participation or through actual ownerships, right? So if it's a corporation, you own maybe stocks in the actual entity, or if you're just participating in revenue, well, that's perfectly fine as well. And we talk about this with our musicians, right? When you kind of buy in and you sign with a big record label, well, you're getting the benefit of the big label machine, the contacts, the manpower, and hopefully they're gonna be able to really take your career to the next level. But the trade-off, and we've talked about this in many videos, including that Kanye reaction video, but the trade-off is that you are selling the rights to your music, aka your intellectual property. And so that's what he's kind of going through right here. He goes, well, in a deal where you are with iHeartMedia, you better bet that you don't own anything, or if you do own something, you own a portion of it. You're not going to essentially be kind of the leader and owner of everything. I'm
here to tell you that let's stop with what these words mean. Let's stop. Just stop. Stop it. We have to know what we're really saying is all. Like, the kid goes to the music label and they say we have a partnership, but that's still the label and you just one person.
There you go.
It's not a partnership. Let's go through this clearly. Let me speed this up for Rory. I'm busting it down. You get paid. You get paid. You get paid. You get paid. Everybody get paid. Everybody get paid. Stop talking to me like we're trying to do the same things. You may want to amplify black voices. I want us to participate in the revenue stream.
And you get to do that, guys. When I know that so many of you run your own businesses, you got your side hustle going on, whether it's in the music field or not. And when you are your own boss, there's a lot more risk and pressure and frustration and things like that, but you also get to kind of reap the benefits and the rewards so much more. And that's really what Joe is driving home here. He is building his own broadcast network, and so that he can have the ability to control everything that happens with his show, but then to also be able to participate in all of the upside, right? So, you know, with any deal, especially, you know, we're looking at these podcast deals, and I kind of made the comparison with, you know, your deals with a record label. You're going to participate in some revenue, but it's usually a percentage, and then you're also profit sharing with the major umbrella entity if you were signed under some other big company. And, you know, that's cool. That's cool for a lot of people because they don't really want to have to deal with all the other stuff that comes with running your own business. But, you know, Joe's just kind of driving home. We're doing completely different things here.
Point. Let me wrap this up because I dragged it too long for Rory. Joe is not crazy. Go to your senior level executive staff and say, what is publishing and is there publishing for podcasting? And tell me about the answers you get. Go to your senior level executive staff and say, hey, what happens if I bring in 20 ads without you?
And I can tell you with a lot of these deals, it doesn't matter if you as the artist, right, or you as the podcaster, you're bringing the opportunity. If you are signed under a company, everything now falls within the universe of that deal that you did. So it doesn't matter that you kind of did all the hustle and the hard work and you brought it in. Well, ultimately, you're still only going to get that small percentage of what you agreed to because that's what the contract says.
From the man himself.
Whether it was Endeavor, me and Andrew turned down a lot of shit.
Yeah.
No, you fucking idiot.
I mean, it's the name of the show.
No, it's a brilliant idiot, but he's an idiot. Stupid idiots. Two stupid fucking idiots.
Yeah, nigga, get your shit off.
I'm just saying what it is. It's fucking two fucking idiots.
I don't fuck with homies, so.
You turned down wait, all right, let me start with this. Some of us know what's going on. For Charlamagne, and this might be snitching, Tekashi Joe, it's fine. For Charlamagne was trying to get a certain amount of money from iHeart. He was unable to secure the money that he was looking for. Much like me, when Spotify offered me the deal last year that said, hey, bring all of these black creators over here and we'll take 50%. Nigga, I would never do that.
Yeah, well, and something as far as earlier we talked about, well, if Joe had asked for that $250 million for an extension on his contract to, maybe have more exclusive rights through Spotify, well, what also kind of occurred to me is that maybe even if he had asked for a number that was higher than average, maybe that was a tactical move, right? Because in most of these contracts, there'll either be what's called an option, so an option for one of the contracting parties or companies to extend or to, do something if certain contingencies are met. Well, maybe there was kind of a first right of refusal in his contract, and a first right of refusal would mean Spotify had the ability to kind of buy him out based on another deal that he got. So maybe by setting the bar really high, it was a way to ensure that he was able, when this contract was done, to go out and build his own network, which he in fact is in the process of doing right now.
I would never do that. I'm not shortchanging black people, and you're not getting 50% of something that you weren't involved in. I don't need you for anything. We can do this on our own.
We can do this on our own. I love that.
What you want to go work for the corporation, or do you want to be an entrepreneur and get your own shit and do your shit your own way? Mm-hmm. And no one is wrong.
There is no wrong way.
There's no wrong way.
There is
do
no wrong way.
Makes you feel comfortable.
What makes it wrong
is when you speak on other situations.
Yes,
is
when the Charlavengers get together.
There's a wrong way.
When the Charlavengers get together, when the B Mike All Stars get together and say, hey, that way is wrong, but you are collaborating and conspiring with a white company that still has yet to do right by you.
So Joe's making that distinction. We'll make the record label kind of parallel as well. There's nothing wrong with signing a record label. There's nothing wrong with staying independent. It's two different ways to kind of proceed, and the way that he's doing his podcast, staying kind of independent or just setting forth the terms that he's not willing to negotiate or deviate from. But he just goes, I'm trying to run my business here. I'm trying to do my thing. He's doing incredibly well. He doesn't need to sit there and take the criticism from other people who are doing their thing, but just in a different kind of way.
I envision a world where all of the competitors have to work with each other. You know why? Because if the companies won't give the creators what we feel we're worth, then when we create the path, you white people can't intercept.
I see so much of this happening in the music industry in the last few years, but even most recently with, Kanye kind of standing out and saying, I'm going to rally the troops, so to speak, to go to record labels and say, you need to give us our music back, because the way that the industry has been structured, and even for podcasting, the way that it is structured is so that you will do the deal, you will get the money, you will get the accolades, but if you're not going to own everything that you've created, you lose control of your legacy. And that's a really, really kind of traumatic thing for artists as well as podcasters.
But fuck it, let's talk about Howard Stern. Do you know why Howard Stern is Howard Stern? Anybody?
He knew his worth.
That's it.
And he knew the worth.
That's it.
He knew the worth of his show and the context of the show.
He knew the worth of his show, and he got it.
Not even
so
money.
And the other thing about Howard Stern is that he wasn't willing to deviate. He was getting a lot of flack, a lot of citations, a lot of problems that kind of came up with how he did his show, especially when it was less acceptable to do the types of things that he was doing on his show back in the day. But nonetheless, he kind of stuck with his guns because it's how he was going to do his show. It was how he was going to build his legacy, and that ended up paying off for him in a huge way. So when he did his deal with Sirius XM, you better believe he probably got everything that he asked for. There's no question that Joe Budden is a force to be reckoned with, and particularly with his following. Some of the most dedicated fans and supporters, the kind that really any celebrity would hope for, are going to essentially follow him to whatever he decides to do next. And well, with that decision making, he has now announced the Joe Budden Network. And so he's going to continue to build independently, and I'm sure he'll do these deals, and maybe he even will get on another platform. But for those of you who are interested, he did announce on September 23rd. And now we get to some fun. I always say on the pod that there are too many topics that we can't and shouldn't touch, and that women get to have all the fun. So I'm extremely proud, eager to introduce our new podcast, See the Thing Is, featuring Bridget Kelly, Mandy B, and Olivia Dope. Joe Budden is not slowing down for nobody, and it's going to be really exciting to see what comes next for the Joe Budden podcast. I recently covered The Weeknd's Blinding Lights, which you can check out at the end of this video. If you're in the mood for some dark pop music, just search Miss Crystal on all music platforms and you can check out some of my original music. Don't forget to come say hi on social media. I'm definitely the most active on Instagram, and it's been amazing to meet you guys. I'm gonna get out of here, but don't forget to subscribe, turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss any videos from your new favorite redhead. I'm Miss Crystal. Bye.